Well, all right. Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be archives. And, well, today I'm going to be doing another discography versus discography video. And what I've decided to do is put two of my favorite 70s artists together, up against one another. Two of my most favorite from when I was a kid and to this day. I mean, evergreen artists for me. And that is Kiss versus Alice Cooper. Yeah, I am putting just the 70s. I'm putting the 70s Kiss albums, so the first album through Dynasty, against the 70s Alice Cooper group albums, which would be Pretty's for You through Muscle of Love. That's 7 albums each. And I'm doing them chronologically. First album against first album, second album against second album, and so on. And why don't I get started? All right. So first up, we have Alice Cooper's Pretty's for You, 1969, against the first Kiss album from 1974. Yeah, ooh. Now that is a bit of a weird pair-up. That is almost the epitome of apples and oranges. And must apologize for the copy. Look at how terrible that is. It's the only copy I have here in the archives. I have my better copies in the world famous As It Should Be studios. But that's neither here nor there. Pretty's for You versus the first Kiss. Now, yeah, this is, like I said, this is the epitome of apples and oranges. This is pretty immediate. Like, this is a really immediate, great, just like straight ahead, classic rock and roll album. Just great, catchy songs. And this is crazy and avant-garde and sort of early Pink Floyd-ish and just fucking weird. Didn't like it when I was a kid. Well, I didn't understand it when I was a kid. I was so completely confused by it, I didn't even like or dislike it. I just didn't know what had hit me. This, of course, I loved right away. Over time, I love each of these albums more and more than I ever have. But they just sit in such completely different parts of the brain. You know what I mean? Anybody who knows both these albums knows what I'm talking about. And so it's really difficult to choose. And that's the thing. I'm taking forever to just choose between these two albums because it's really weird and hard. Pretty's for You, both of these albums run so deep for me and go back to when I was a kid. Both of them. In the end, though, you know what I'm going to choose. In the end, I'm going to go Kiss, because I know that most likely out of the two, if I was going to reach for one to put on and listen to, I would more likely put this on. Not necessarily because I love it more. I just know that I'm more likely to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to put on the first Kiss album. Like, this is just a good, easy, enjoyable, great listen. This one's a little bit more. This is more challenging. You have to be more in the mood to be challenged to listen to this. But anyway, so that's all I have to hang on, the fact that I'm choosing the first Kiss album. So anyway, all right. Okay, so up next, Easy Action from 1970 versus Hotter Than Hell from 1974, just like the first album. Whew, man, this is actually really, really hard. I really love both these records. This is possibly my favorite Kiss album. This isn't my favorite Alice, but this ranks pretty high. This ranks pretty high. And it's still a little bit weird and challenging, but it's also a little bit more accessible than Pretty's for You. It's kind of it's almost like a bridge between the more accessible later Alice and the weird avant-garde early Alice. Oh, man. Man, Mr. and Misdemeanor, Shoe Salesman, Still No Air, oh, Below Your Means, Return to the Spiders, Laugh at Me, Refrigerator Heaven. Oh. Ooh, but this, Got to Choose, I love Got to Choose. Parasite, Going Blind, title track, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, All the Way, Watching You. Oh man, Mainline, Coming Home, Strange Ways. Yeah. Man, this is really, really, really tough. By the way, let me know what you would choose down there. Like, if you love both records. But, you know what? I'm going Alice Cooper. Yeah, it's just like by that much, but I'm gonna have to go Alice Cooper. Yeah, and that's saying something because, man, Hotter Than Hell, my love for Hotter Than Hell almost cannot be measured. All right, but neither can my love for Easy Action. Okay. All right, so next up we have Alice Cooper, Love It to Death from 1971 versus Kiss, Dressed to Kill from 1975. Oh, man. This, I really love both these albums, of course. I'm like a broken record over here saying this over and over again. But I'll tell you something. This is easy. This one is so easy. Love It to Death. Yeah, Love It to Death all the way. Absolutely love Dressed to Kill. But Love It to Death completely wipes the floor with Dressed to Kill as far as I'm concerned. That's not even a contest. Sorry, Kiss fans. All right, so up next, what do we have here? Up next we have... Alice Cooper Killer from 1971 versus Kiss Destroyer from 1976. Yeah, oh. Ooh, well... That one's actually pretty easy, too. That's actually pretty easy. Yeah, I know what I'm going to choose. I'm going Alice Cooper again. Yeah. We're getting into, like, some pretty... This is treacherous territory. I mean, these Alice Cooper band albums after the first couple, when we get into, like, the Bob Ezrin era, I mean, this is some incredible stuff. And as much as I love Kiss, and as much as this goes back, like, as much as an album like this is part of my DNA... Well, I guess so is this. I think this is a better album. In every way, I love it more. I think it's objectively a better album. Objectively. Take two. I think this is objectively a better album. I mean, everything about this. I easily choose this over Destroyer. All right, so coming up next, we have, from 1972, Alice Cooper, School's Out versus Rock and Roll Over from 1976. Yeah, I got this record when it was brand new. This record was 2, maybe 3 weeks old when I got it. It was my 7th birthday. So yeah, you want to talk about going back with a record. I love this so much. This album, School's Out, wins. Yeah. Absolutely School's Out. And this is not for... I can't tell you how much I love this album. Also, like Harder Than Hell, this is one of my very favorites. In fact, Harder Than Hell and this are my 2 favorite Kiss studio albums. But man, School's Out. I mean, of course, School's Out, the title track, but I mean, Looney Tunes, Gutter Cat vs. the Jet, Blue Turk. Oh man, Blue Turk. My Stars. Alma Mater, Public Animal. Yeah. I mean, there's only one bum track on this record, Grand Finale, whatever. The entire rest of that album more than makes up for it. This one is nearly a perfect album too, but I don't really like See You in Your Dreams much. But outside of that, this is also nearly perfect, but School's Out. School's Out. Easily. Oh man, the Kiss Army are going to come at me with pitchforks. All right. So coming up next... $1 Billion Babies from 1973 versus Love Gun from 1977. Oh man, oh shit. I've never had a copy. I got this album in the 70s. I've never had a copy with the gun. Never have I actually had a Love Gun. And like I straight up got this record in the 70s. Not this copy, but I did get a Love Gun in the 70s and it didn't have the gun. Do have the Yoda form in there, but no gun. $1 Billion Babies. The full thing. The whole shebang. Now, neither of these albums really rank that high. for each band within the era that they're from. Love both albums, but I actually wouldn't rank these at the near the top, even though I love them. And I know most people would rank this like as a #1 Alice album. I actually don't. And I'm stalling because I have to decide which one I choose. But no, that's pretty easy. That's pretty... This is going to turn into a washout here. $1 Billion Babies. Yeah, I mean, definitely $1 Billion Babies over Love Gun. And I love Love Gun. I Stole Your Love. Title track. Christine 16. Got Love for Sale. Shock Me. Yeah, this has some amazing stuff on it. Hooligan's a lame track. Plaster Caster, Then She Kissed Me. But this album also has some stuff, I mean, that's a little fillerish. I mean, Marianne, Sick Things I don't think is that great. I don't think Unfinished Sweet is that great. But outside of that, I mean, some of my favorite Alice songs are on here. Hello Hooray, title track, Generation Landslide, No More Mr. Nice Guy, I Love the Dead. Yeah. But in the end, I have to go with $1 Billion Babies. Jeez, I didn't know Alice Cooper was going to get all of them. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how this goes next. Okay, all right. So last up, we have Muscle of Love from '73, late '73, versus Dynasty from 1979. Man, this album, I remember when this album came out, and I just would go to Montgomery Ward's, the record section, and just stare at it for weeks on end or months, however long it was before I was able to actually get one. And I would just stare and stare and stare at this album. And this album I got used. What came out in '73? I was 3. I didn't get this record until I was probably 12. So I got this probably for like $3 used at Looney Tunes. And which one do I prefer? It's easy. Yes, it is easy. It is so easy. This is one of the easiest ones yet. Kiss. Yeah. Oh yeah. Muscle of Love is arguably the weakest album of the band era, but I absolutely love it. So many songs on this album I love. But Dynasty I love so much more. And yeah, so Kiss actually finally gets another one. Yeah. All right, so there you go. That is my discography versus discography. Alice Cooper versus Kiss. Both bands, love them so much. They just run, they're deep in my veins from when I was very young. And so all you Kiss fans are going to come at me, you're not a Kiss fan because you chose it. Whatever. All right, thank you for watching these videos, and thank you for subscribing if you have, but if you have not, maybe consider subscribing. And if you do, click the little bell because of notifications, and come back this Thursday because Crystal Durant and Tommy Von Voigt are going to be with me in the world famous As It Should Be Studios, and we're going to be discussing our favorite albums of, yeah, that year right there that I'm putting right here. I don't know what week this is going up, so that's it. That's what we're doing. Come back Thursday to see that because, of course, it's going to be great because it was such a great year, right? Okay. All right. I will see you soon. Well, all right. Welcome back to As It Okay. I go to do this and I immediately want to look down and go, is the audio recording? The audio's recording. The audio's recording. It's okay. We can do this. I can will all right. All right? Well, all right. Well, all right.